The night ended. He gave me his number and said hanging out with us was fun. He occupied my thoughts for the next few days, but I wasn't alone in this dilemma. Almost all the girls in the league liked him and wanted to date him. But no one made a move on him because of our girl code. I had indicated first that I liked him and wanted to date him so others could only fantasize about him. Michael and I became friends, but he also became friends with Emma and my brother, Jack. The three of us hung out a lot, but after a few months, we started spending more time with each other. A year later, our friendship deepened, and I still hadn't asked him out even though I was fascinated with him. I didn't ask him out on a date because it didn't seem like he was into me. I didn't want to risk losing our friendship. One evening, we were having dinner at my place. I hadn't been with any other man since I met him because he was the one my heart yearned for. And I had never felt this way about any man. I looked into his eyes and realized I was in love with him. I couldn't help myself. I told him that I liked him and wanted us to be in a relationship. Shock flickered across his face, but he got over it quickly. He reached for my hands and hugged me. Michael told me he liked me a lot, but as a friend, and he had never entertained romantic thoughts about us. This was the very thing I was afraid of, losing our friendship. My heart was broken, but I assured him we would still be friends, and nothing would change. Michael said he wasn't ready to get into a relationship, and even if he were, it wouldn't be me. He hugged me, and before he left, he told me I was a wonderful person. 3 months later, I was in Emma's neighborhood and decided to check on her. It had been a while since I heard from her, and I wanted to know how she was doing. I pulled up in her driveway and knocked on her door, and it took her 5 minutes to open it. She wore Michael's shirts, and her hair was disheveled, and she reeked of sweat and I started to apologize for ruining her night, and then a familiar voice came from her bedroom, asking who it was. Emma took a deep breath, and guilt flashed in her eyes as she responded that it was me. Seconds later, Michael emerged, wearing a pair of shorts, and his upper body was bare. They told me they had been dating for 2 months, and I congratulated them. I forced myself to shut down my feelings for Michael because he was my friend and was dating my best friend. I was happy for him, and we remained friends and continued to hang out. Seeing them being all lovey-dovey in front of me didn't make me feel anyway. I stopped playing for the local league as I have been promoted to CFO of my company, and my schedule had gotten busy. I couldn't hang out. My brother, Jack's girlfriend, proposed to him, and he started to plan his wedding. He asked Michael to be one of her bridesmen, which rekindled their friendship. Jack loved to throw parties, and every one of them he had, Michael and Emma were there. We still joked and texted each other often. And on the days I could get away from work, I would attend one party or the other with them. Each time I saw Michael, he looked prettier and happy. He'd give me a big hug, usually bigger than the one he had given me at a previous event. He'd ask me about work, and I'd do the same, and he'd tell me about his relationship with Emma. A few months after the last time we met, Emma and I were at a local pub when a man came in and kissed her. I was surprised, and I couldn't hide my anger when she introduced the man as her boyfriend. I left afterward and called Michael to find out what was going on between him and Emma, and he told me they had broken up. When I told my brother, he wasn't surprised.